Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon all of you, my fellow learners, professionals, ladies and gentlemen. This video is going to be very useful to you if you are someone who has completed or who is expecting to apply for the CIMA membership through the PER or the Practical Experience Requirement Application process. I'm going to do 4 videos altogether with respect to the entire PER, and this is the first of that series in which we discuss the 3 methods. There are 3 methods that you can use to, or 3 approaches that you can take to apply for CIMA membership. What are those 3 approaches? That is going to be the main discussion in this video. So I believe that it is going to be very helpful to you to make the decision of which method is more suitable to you. What are these 3 methods? The 3 methods are existing method, updated method, and IPD, which is at the pilot stage. In fact, if you go to the CIMA website and take a look at becoming a CGMA practical experience requirement, here you will notice the 2 approaches: existing requirements and updated requirements. In addition to this, CIMA has launched its new PER process called IPD pilot, or Initial Professional Development PER process. So these are the 3 approaches. Let's take a closer look at each of them. The first one is the existing method. In fact, in 2015, I got CIMA membership through this approach. In this approach, what simply happens is you apply through a 4-part application. You can apply through My CIMA, which is basically an online process, or you can print out the forms, the 4 parts, and email it or post it by mail. There are 2 options, further options that you can choose from in the existing method. You can either choose to go for a face-to-face interview where a CIMA fellow will interview you, or you can just go through the online processing approach and then wait for their decision. The main difference between the face-to-face interview and the online process is if you go through the face-to-face interview, you can basically, there's a massive opportunity where you get to one-to-one meet a CIMA fellow and actually have a conversation. Right? I had the conversation with Miss Melanie Kanaga, who was the head of the World Bank arm, which is operating in Asia. And it was a very productive conversation I had with her back in 2015. So you actually get to meet a CIMA fellow and have a conversation. So they will basically be very inquisitive and curious about what you've done. They will review your application, they'll ask you questions. And if you answer these questions right, you will get to know whether you become a CIMA member then and there itself. Now that benefit is not available with the online process, where if you apply through the online process, you basically wait for CIMA to verify. They have their independent verification process and analytical process. Actually, it's a CIMA fellow. Still, it's a CIMA fellow, but the process is a little lengthy and it takes a few weeks. After a few weeks, you either get to know whether your application has been approved, which means you're a CIMA member, congratulations, or whether your CIMA application has been deferred, where they delay and they also tell you what the shortcomings are, so you can address it and reapply. The second approach is called the updated method. Now, the updated method was something that CIMA introduced recently, and I feel like there are challenges with the updated method, and that is why CIMA is now looking at IPD, the Initial Professional Development Tool. Now, in the updated method, what basically happens is you apply through an online membership application tool, MAT, that allows you to directly record your practical experience in your My CIMA portal. So when you go to your CIMA global website, you can log in and go to your personalized My CIMA portal. Now, in which you can access your MAT, which is membership application tool, and enter the dates, enter the details, and write the detailed description about your work experience. Now, this tool is a tool to record your experience details on a current basis, on a present basis, against the CGMA competency framework. So CGMA competency framework includes 4 main areas like technical skills, business acumen, leadership skills, and people skills. So under these 4 categories, the MAT basically gets you to write record your experience. Why I say it's a current basis tool is because you can progressively do it whenever you get a promotion, whenever you transfer, whenever you go into a new job, regularly, maybe every 6 months, every year, you keep on updating this tool so that by the time you hit the 36-month requirement, you've completed most of your, or you basically completed to a reasonable degree or to the level that exceeds expectations by CIMA as far as your PER goes. Now that is the second method. The third method is the initial professional development tool. Now this method, as many of you might know or not, is currently at pilot stage, and the pilot has launched. They've called applications. You have until the 30th of June to finish applying. This method is expected to replace both the existing and the updated PER routes. Right? So CIMA is stepping into a new way of assessing your PER. And the process is actually new and simplified, which in my opinion, I think makes CIMA's life much easier. With the existing method, students are very creative in terms of how they write, not in terms of, coming up with lies. Every CIMA member is potentially very ethical. There's a great amount of integrity, but the way they write can have a lot of variations. Now, what the IPD does is it standardizes it. So the review process kind of becomes easier. I think it has other tech implications as well. They have updated, or CIMA has updated, the core activities and the professional skills and behaviors that are used to assess. And there is a standardized form which you can download in the website called the Record My IPD form, right? Record My Initial Professional Development Details form. Now, what you basically do in this process is download this form, which has a star approach. I will talk about the IPD in detail in a different video. There is a star model that is generally used around the globe to collect feedback, especially about work experience requirements. Now, you complete this form and submit. But before you submit, there is another aspect to this. Just like the declarations done by your managers and supervisors in the existing method, here you assign some people called IPD supervisors, initial professional development supervisors, who actually were your supervisors or someone who you worked for, who knows exactly what you did and who can confirm what you write in your Record My IPD form. You get them to sign off and then submit the document, and CIMA will basically review it and let you know whether you are a CIMA member, or defer the application and tell you what the shortcomings are so you can update the application and reapply. Now, the main aspect or the main reason why I made this video is because a lot of students, a lot of potential members want to understand which method is most suitable for them. Now, it's very simple. Actually, there's nothing to worry about. As things stand, the existing method is recommended. I recommend it to any eligible CIMA member. Eligible CIMA member, as in potential members who are eligible for application. Why I say that is because of the next reason. The updated method is recommended to early. I personally recommend it to early CIMA students. If you're someone who is from the operational level, from the managerial level, it is a current model to update, right? So you can basically start filling in the MAT, the membership application tool, now itself. Let's say you're in the operational level, and you have 6 months work experience, log into your MAT, fill in the details. Then the next 6 months, you finish your management OTQs. After you reach a certain CIMA milestone, you log in back and you complete your MAT. You keep updating it regularly, maybe once every year or once every semester, once every instance that you complete your exams. You can do this. Why? Because in the existing method, it's a single application. So the best thing to do is, if you are eligible, just go ahead with the application, single application, download the 4-part application, fill it in, apply. Simple. I would not suggest that you go for the MAT if you are eligible, right? The IPD pilot is actually for a selected few as things stand now. CIMA hasn't launched it for all students. It will only be available for students who applied for the IPD pilot program. For now, it will be basically, it is recommended only for those of you who have received eligibility confirmation emails from CIMA, which you will get within the first couple of weeks of July. Right. That is how you decide whether which method is more suitable. So I work closely with a lot of eligible CIMA candidates who are either finished with their OTQs and who are hoping to take the strategic case study, or those of them who have completed the SCS and who want to apply for the PER. Simple. What I've done is, for easy access, I have included all the relevant details and documents from the public domain in a Google Drive folder. You can find the link in the description section of this video, which you can use to basically, you can use as a single location where all of the relevant documents from the public domain have been included. So, you don't have to do a lot of browsing. Everything you need under the 3 processes are included in the folder. On that note, I would like to inform to you that I provide CIMA PER review and consult services under the AZB Education banner. Basically, what happens is, if you need expert support for your PER application, where you need guidance with someone who knows the process to review your application and help you present yourself in the best possible version for CIMA, you can work with me and tap into my consultancy services. Basically, you just have to click the link in the description and get the details, fill in the form and make a request, and we can get started. In addition to that, I would like to remind you that I provide career guidance and mentoring services. So if you want to discuss your career and how to tackle various challenges, educational aspects, career challenges, career transitions, etc., you can basically consult me in the role of a mentor and a guide. Simply drop an email to azman.branudeen@gmail.com, or you can click the link in the description for this particular solution and we can get started. On that note, I leave you with this video. I hope the video has been useful, that you can make a sound and very informed decision about how to go about with your PER to pick the most suitable approach for you. All the very best with your PER application. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in another video. All the very best. Thank you so much. May peace be upon all of you and your loved ones. Assalamu alaikum.